Hey everybody, it's Nicole from Cause We Love to Scrap, and today I am using a acrylic title piece that says Memories Made from Colorcast Designs, and here is the page that I'm going to be creating. Here are some of the products I'm using: the acrylic title piece, my pictures, the Cozy Days collection from Simple Stories, some other little doodads from my stash. So let's go ahead and get started. I have to start some Christmas music over here and get into a groove. I actually have, excuse me, I have two of these collection kits. I love this collection so much. It is my all-time favorite fall collection from Simple Stories. And it's from like 4 years ago, I think now, and I just love it. I love the colors, I love the patterns, I love the animals. So yeah, I have two of them, and I'm going through the one that I've already used a bit of. Here I'm going to just cut this so that I can have a little bit easier way of storing this. I know I'm weird. So as you can see, I'm just going to kind of put all my scraps together in one little pile. Then I'm going to go through these pattern papers, and I'm going to pull these two. It's like some beautiful pink florals and a gorgeous blue polka dot. Right now I'm thinking that I'm going to use the florals as the background. No, as I'm going to make like a giant tag or giant banner type piece. And anyway, my plan for all of this was derailed because I thought that the flower paper was too busy. So I went ahead and I cut my little banner to, I believe, 9 by 7 inches. And here, okay, so here's where I decide this flower paper is way too busy. So I'm going to, so I have this little piece of ribbon from my stash. Here is where I'm going to measure. I usually don't do this. I usually don't measure, but I'm going to measure halfway through, and then I'm going to cut up, and then I'm going to cut over. Hope that makes sense. To make this little banner piece. I should say this huge banner piece. And when I put it on this paper, the paper's just too busy. I'm just not caring for it. So here is where I decide I'm going to bring in this little piece of craft paper that I have had stuck in with this kit, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to gut the flower paper, and then I'm going to cut 1 inch off of each side of the craft paper. So here's where I'm going to gut the paper. I'm going to cut 1 inch all the way around. Here is where I tried to cut it and I didn't. And even when I was doing it, I felt like it wasn't cutting. I just needed to apply a little bit more pressure. So here we go, gutting this pink floral paper, which I absolutely love. I need to find a way that I can use it, all of it. Anywho. There we go. That's ready to go now. And then here is where I'm going to go ahead and cut 1 inch off of this side and then 1 inch off of this side. So there we go. Now you're going to see how I'm going to assemble this. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go off screen and I'm going to glue everything down and distress everything. So just a handy little tip, I distress everything over my trash can. That way all those little tiny paper pieces fall into my trash can and they don't get all over my work surface. I mean, you can see my work surface is already a hot mess, so why add even more? For ribbon, what I do is I use some kind of tape runner and liquid adhesive. You can see here I'm using my Scrapbook Adhesives tape runner and my art glitter glue to adhere that, and that really helps to have a immediate and permanent hold. Here I'm going to cut my pictures. Sometimes cutting my pictures turns out wonky, so I have to cut them a little bit thinner, and that's what I did. I'm going to use them both over here on the banner. I have this fussy cut flower that I had already done prior and was still just floating in my kit. I had added a whole bunch of stuff into this, of my own stuff. So that's what I kind of grabbed up in the upper right there. And I am going to use that Memories Made right there. I do audition it in a couple places, mainly over here to the right. But then it kind of looked like a diagonal layout, and I didn't want that. I didn't want it to be diagonal. So here is where it's going to stay. Still messing around with that flower, and here I'm looking at the stickers, and I decide that I absolutely have to have this raccoon on my page. I am going to use it down here. Oh, first I use a little tabby bit. Just going to add it right there, and that doesn't become any kind of cluster or anything else. It's just a standalone piece, and it works out perfectly. Here is that cute little raccoon. Just has to be there. He looks like he's super cute, and he just has to be used. So I'm also going to use with that. Oh, first of all, I had to go off screen and distress my pictures. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add them to my layout. I did push them a little bit over to the right, as you can see here. And I'm using some of these cherry foam dots to pop it up. Next, I think I'm going to, go ahead and glue this down. I was fumble fingers and was dropping it all over the place. But luckily, when it had the glue on, I did not drop it. So it winds up in the perfect position. So here I'm just adding glue. I'm going to put it right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add those pink little pieces that says made in this title. I really like this page, how it turns out, because it is just so, I don't know, it's just like all the products I love. So yeah, when you love all the products, it's easy to love the page. I'm also going to add some sunglasses here with this little raccoon. And then up in the upper left corner, I'm going to add Grateful. Just a quick side note about the pictures. This is me and my cousin. We went to Pinners last month in November, and we love going to Pinners or Junk in the Trunk market. We just love them. I always leave with a ton of shit that I should not have bought, but I don't care. I just love it. So yeah, here is where I'm kind of setting up everything. I did go ahead and fussy cut 2 more flowers, and now I am going to grab some, what is this called? Cheesecloth. And I got this at a Cherry on Top, and it's really cheap for the amount that you get. Like you can see, I'm just going to use 3 little squares here, and I'm going to add them in my clusters here. So there we go. Let me know in the description below if you've ever been to Pinners. If you haven't been to Pinners, let me just let you know. It is like a giant, they have lots of different vendors that will come and sell their wares. And then they also offer classes on how to make stuff. So, and the classes are really cool because they're all different kinds of things. There's like sourdough making, there's quilting, there is embroidery, there is, I haven't seen any scrapbooking, but I think there's sometimes a couple card classes, but anything that you kind of see on Pinterest, it's at Pinners. So it's always really fun to make that or to go to those. And this year I signed up for the beehive meals. I also grabbed some buttermints candy. They're so delicious. I grabbed some embroidery kits. I did see a card booth, but it was like make your own card. It was one card and it was like $15 for just one card. And I myself host these little get-togethers to make cards, and it's usually $20 a kit and it makes 8 cards. So $15 for one card is way too much in my opinion, especially since I'm a scrapbooker card maker. Anyway, that's enough about that. As you can see, I'm building up my layout now and putting all the pieces in where they should go. I'm using a lot of art glitter glue with that cheesecloth to make sure that everything gets stuck down permanently. Let's see, what am I adding here? Oh, I'm just finishing up that little cluster down in the bottom where my title is. Here I'm going to start adding some of these little birdie flowers. Yeah. So this acrylic piece is from the Colorcast Designs subscription, and I believe it's still in the shop. So I will link it down below if it's still in the shop. If not, I'm going to link down the, or I will also link the subscription for you to check that out. Also, I will link any products that I have on my page down below as well. It's like those little birdie flowers. I think that's really only the only thing available. I mean, my adhesives, of course, but I know Cozy Days is pretty much sold out anywhere that you look. The sequins that I use here are called Salt Lake City, I think. They might be available at a Cherry on Top. If they are, I will definitely link them. I grabbed some brown buttons, but I don't wind up using them at all. And then these little leaves are cork pieces. I got them a long time ago from a vendor who's not working anymore. So, yeah, I mean, just getting my stash used on this one and using this beautiful new Memories Made acrylic piece. That's like the star of the show here. So you can see I'm just adding little sequins, just random areas. I'm not doing like the pinch and pour technique or the pinch and drop technique that I usually like to do. I'm kind of purposely putting them just around, and I really like how this is turning out. Like I said, I love how this layout turns out just because all of the products I love, and it's easy when you're using products that you love. Anywho. I do go off screen to glue down all these sequins. You don't need to see me gluing them. I use my tweezers and my art glitter glue, and yeah. So here is where I'm going to add these leafy bits. I have 4 leafy bits, but I'm just going to add 3, of course, in my clusters. I do add one of them to that A, which I thought was cute. And then I'm going to add the other 2 in the other clusters. So there we go. And I did go off camera and I glued everything down. Now I'm adding some journaling over here to the right of my page. Lastly, I am going to add some splatters. I have to cover up me and my cousin's faces at least. And I'm going to grab this Dylusions ink spray. It's in white linen, and it is my favorite white spray to use for splatters. You can see here that I just use the nozzle to flick on paint, and it's super opaque, super fun and easy to use. You can see there all of the great splatters that I'm using. So here we go. This is going to finish up my layout, and I am going to have some close-ups coming up. I want to remind you, if you're interested in that acrylic piece, I have links down below, and then I have some a cherry on top links for anything that's available down below as well in the description. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Remember to let me know in the comments if you've been to Pinners. Thank you so much for watching today. Until next time.